in 2010 to 2012, in that period, I have a very good, close friend up in New Hampshire, retired law enforcement, actually a police chief, very good friends. And I spent a lot of time with my friend up in New Hampshire, and like I said, retired police chief, but Christian man. I spent a lot of time at church with him, everything else. And back in 2010 to 2012, I wanted forgiveness. I wanted to forgive all this stuff. That was back then, before all this other stuff that even was 10 times worse. But they doubled down on me. They doubled down, the cruelty factor doubled down. And so at 2012, that's when I decided to thank you to Lee Elsey for giving me the strength and the encouragement to come up here and do a show. That's all I can say. I believe we do have a call. Reg, can we run this video? You guys, listen, this is why, like I said, I spent 2 years trying to show the goodness of our President Trump. Enjoy this video because he's helping the faith community, and amen, we need God big time. Thanks, Reg.
We love our country. Everyone here today is brought together by the same shared and timeless values. We cherish the sacred dignity of every human life. And we stand united behind the customs, beliefs, and traditions that define who we are as a nation and as a people. George Washington said that religion and morality are indispensable to America's happiness, really prosperity, and totally to its success. It is our faith and our values that inspires us to give with charity, to act with courage, and to sacrifice for what we know is right. The American founders invoked our Creator 4 times in the Declaration of Independence, 4 times. Benjamin Franklin reminded his colleagues at the Constitutional Convention to begin by bowing their heads in prayer. Religious liberty is enshrined in the very First Amendment of the Bill of Rights, and we all pledge allegiance to very, very beautifully, one nation under God. This is America's heritage, a country that never forgets that we are all, every one of us, made by the same God in heaven. When I came to speak with you last year, I made you a promise. But I pledged that in a Trump administration, our nation's religious heritage would be cherished, protected, and defended like you have never seen before. That's what's happening. To protect religious liberty, including protecting groups like this one, I signed a new executive action in a beautiful ceremony at the White House on our National Day of Prayer. We will not allow government workers to censor sermons or target our pastors, our ministers, our rabbis. These are the people we want to hear from, and they're not going to be silenced any longer. Just last week, based on this executive action, the Department of Justice issued a new guidance to all federal agencies to ensure that no religious group is ever targeted under my administration. Won't happen. We are stopping cold the attacks on Judeo-Christian values. And something I said so much during the last 2 years, but I'll say it again as we approach the end of the year. You know, we're getting near that beautiful Christmas season that people don't talk about anymore. They don't use the word Christmas because it's not politically correct. You go department stores and they'll say Happy New Year, and they'll say other things, and it'll be red. They'll have it painted, but they don't say, well, guess what? We're saying Merry Christmas again. For too long, politicians have tried to centralize the authority among the hands of a small few in our nation's capital. Bureaucrats think they can run your lives, overrule your values, meddle in your faith, and tell you how to live, what to say, and how to pray. But we know that parents, not bureaucrats, know best how to raise their children and create a thriving society. We know that it's the family and the church, not government officials, that know best how to create strong and loving communities. And above all else, we know this. In America, we don't worship government, we worship God. We see it in the church communities that come together to care for one another, to pray for each other, and to stand strong with each other in times of need. The people who grace our lives and fill our homes and build our communities are the true strength of our nation and the greatest hope for a better tomorrow. As long as we have pride in our country, confidence in our future, and faith in our God, then America will prevail. We will defeat every evil, overcome every threat, and meet every single challenge. We will defend our faith and protect our traditions. We will find the best in each other and in ourselves. We will pass on the blessings of liberty and the glories of God to our children. Our values will endure. Our nation will thrive. Our citizens will flourish. And our freedom will triumph. Thank you to the Value Voters Summit. Such an incredible group of people you are. Thank you to all of the faithful here today. And thank you to the people of faith all across our nation and all over the world. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Wow, that's all I can say. That's what I wanted in our next president, and that's all I can say is wow. So we have retired State Trooper JB on, and either we're going to talk about the wonderful job that President Trump's doing with the faith community, or the NFL kneeling, or the Hollywood perverts, or Malloy's Connecticut, or Blumenthal, or faith, fresh eggs, and firewood. So here he is. Hello, JB.
Faith, fresh eggs, and fireworks. I love it.
Firewood.
Oh, I thought you said fresh eggs and fireworks.
Probably
Firewood, yeah. I'll tell you what, they tell me it's going to get down to close to 30 degrees tonight in different spots. So, yes, I have been cutting wood. Yes, I am prepared. And yes, the fire is stoked.
I'm sure it is, man. Sure it is.
That was a great speech.
Yeah, that was, part of the, I think, 20-something minutes, but I went through and I plucked, to try to keep it as short as possible. And but to me, that means everything. That means so much to me right now in my life, JB, so much.
And that's something that we yearned for 8 years. We didn't hear about that. We heard about removing God.
Sure.
And we heard about sensitivity to other religions, that all we've seen is terror and killing. And we have seen the discount of a human life. We have politicians, Catholic politicians, who can actually sit and try to make an argument as to when life begins. I mean, these are the kind of crazy things that became normal for 8 years. So we're brought up as young kids, as Christians, and God-fearing, and respect authority and respect law enforcement. And for 8 years, forward-thinking people, not just policemen, state troopers, or people that have such a fine craftsmanship as you do. It's 8 years of us being told that what we've known from our grandparents and our parents and the way we've lived our lives is wrong. And we begin to have a recreation of history where you are tearing down statues and you are protesting in ways that we've never seen before for certain